Hello, Cheongdam Institute directors. My name is Alex Willard. I am an American citizen living in Colorado right now. My hometown is Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Something interesting about where I live is that we have the world's largest hot springs. It's about 1 million gallons of naturally occurring hot water that comes directly from the ground. It actually, if you go down the river, they're all over the place, but this one in particular, they ended up developing it and turning it into this little tourist trap. But we live really close to Aspen, one of the country's largest ski towns, really, and also home to a plethora of millionaires, which unfortunately I am not. Maybe someday, but right now I'm working with AmeriCorps, which is the home base version of the United States Peace Corps program, but just nationally. I went to The Ohio State University. I was there between 2011 and 2016, and right after that's actually when I moved to Colorado in 2016, right after graduation. When I was in school, I started out with the idea that I'd like to be a doctor one day. I do love learning and I love knowledge, but the amount of stress I was under, it really wasn't in line with how I wanted to live my life. So I changed gears. I got out of the biological sciences. I started pursuing what I really love, which is art, music, drawing, really anything with a creative element. And so I began my journey through creativity. I studied studio art and graduated with a great experience. Couldn't imagine doing anything else with my time during college. And that's really what I'm doing right now, working with Youth Zone. This is a court deferment option. So we help kids that are struggling emotionally, struggling with their families, relationships, whatever that may be. Typically they get in trouble in school or they get a ticket from an officer, and so we help them identify the emotional reasons for why they're acting out. And it's really comes down to making sure that these kids are healthy, they're safe, and that's what I'm doing with my time right now. But last year I was working with the Alpine Achievers Initiative. My main job was teaching children, ensuring that they were not falling behind in class. I was living in a very, very rural spot, but these people were so welcoming, so kind, and I'm really hoping that that experience will be very similar in South Korea, because I think if you are willing to engage with people with a smile on your face, I think that's the biggest thing, is the energy that you bring into your relationships. And that's one of the things that I learned with AmeriCorps last year, was that it didn't necessarily matter that we had different backgrounds. It didn't matter that I had more education. It didn't matter that I came from a family that had more means to provide. What really mattered is the connection that I was able to make, and that's really what I'm hoping to bring into the Cheongdam Institute as well. But it was one of the most fulfilling years of my life, and a lot of that, if not all of it, was because of being in school, showing kids that they're better than what they may perceive themselves to be, teaching them, watching them grow. You get so much back from giving, particularly to children. And that's really why I really want to pursue this opportunity in South Korea. Take these skills that I've acquired over the past year and apply them internationally. It's not just going to be the students learning English so much as it is going to be this cross-cultural exchange that I'm really looking forward to. I actually do have a life outside of work. Some things I really enjoy, particularly living in Colorado, is hiking, mountain climbing. These are actually my mountaineering boots. These things weigh about 5 or 6 pounds. They're solid rubber. It's like moon boots. And when I'm up there, I love taking photos. So I have a pretty nice DSLR camera, which I'm hoping to take with me to South Korea. I do some freelance writing, freelance photography. It's something that I've done in addition to what I'm doing already. That's something it's a very big part of who I am. On top of that, I did go to art school, and so this is my bamboo drawing tablet. It's how I do a lot of graphic design. I do animations. It's really, I come home from work, and it allows me to release that tension that I may have built up during the day. Something else I enjoy doing is reading. Read as much as I can. One of my favorite books in particular is Into the Wild. It's about this guy that ends up backpacking to he backpacks to Alaska, excuse me. It's all about his journey and pushing himself past the ideals of what his peers expected him to do, and that's something that I really connect with, is discovering who you are internally and sharing that with the world. I love music. I'm a huge nerd, and love collecting vinyl records, so that's going to be something that'll be tough to adjust to. Living in South Korea is not having my hundreds and hundreds of vinyls. This one is the Beatles, as you can see. Sgt. Pepper, if you don't know what it is, I suggest checking it out. and quit living under a rock because these guys are awesome. So why am I an effective teacher? I know that I touched on this previously, but I have a lot of patience. I think it really comes down to allowing a student to be where they are presently while encouraging their growth. You can't force it on anyone. You can't make someone learn something. You can foster education. You can foster that growth, but really allowing them to take those steps for themselves. I think that's extremely important, and it's a lot more valuable than it is to just drill information. And if they really truly grasp it, that's the ultimate goal. It isn't to just pass a test, it's to truly understand the English language. And that's the same methodology that I took when I was working in Colorado. I'm really hoping that you guys allow me this opportunity to come and teach with your institution. I think I have a lot to offer. Actually, I know I have a lot to offer, but I look forward to meeting you this coming November. With that, thank you for taking some time to watch my interview, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. All right, bye.